In today's video, we will talk about the Subclass 482 visa. Overview of the 482 visa. Streams available under this visa program. Application stages. Limitations and advantages of the 482 visa. In March 2018, the Subclass 457 visa was abolished and replaced with the Subclass 482. The Subclass 482 is a short-term work visa that allows employers to address labor shortages by employing overseas qualified or skilled workers where they cannot find an appropriately skilled Australian. The 482 visa is a temporary skilled visa. This means that 482 visa holders can only work in eligible skilled occupations, and they do not have the right to stay in Australia permanently. There are three processing stages under the Subclass 482 visa program. Sponsorship. The employer applies for approval as a standard business sponsor. This is required to nominate an occupation for a Subclass 482. Employers can sponsor Subclass 482 visa holders to work in Australia, either by a standard business sponsorship or through a labour agreement. Nomination is the process of identifying a position to be filled by a skilled worker from outside Australia by an approved business sponsor, including any dependent or secondary visa applicants. Nomination is required for both standard business sponsors and parties to a labour agreement. Visa application is the third and final stage of sponsoring an overseas skilled worker under the Subclass 482 visa program. The overseas skilled worker and any dependents must apply for and be granted a visa to travel to, work and remain in Australia. All three applications can be made at the same time, but can only be submitted in this order: sponsorship application, nomination application, and visa application. Short-term stream is for temporary overseas skilled workers to fill short-term positions in various occupations for a maximum of 2 years. Medium-term stream is for highly skilled overseas workers to fill medium-term critical skills for up to 4 years, with eligibility to apply for permanent residence under employer nomination scheme after 3 years. Labour agreement stream is where an employer has executed a labour agreement with the Commonwealth to source skilled overseas workers, because there is a demonstrated need that cannot be met in the Australian labour market and standard visa programs are not available. If you need more information about the Subclass 482 visa, including eligibility and English requirements, you can visit the Home Affairs official website for current information. The limitations on the 482 visa. Primary applicant holding the 482 visa is confined to the nominated occupation. Conditions attached to this visa include that you work in Australia only in the occupation you are nominated for, and only for your nominating business, or in some circumstances, an associated entity of the business. Any period of unemployment cannot exceed 60 consecutive days. 482 visa holders are not entitled to many tax reliefs or government assistance. Paying excessive school fees per child to attend government schools or universities. Maintaining adequate private health insurance at all times while they are in Australia. No government assistance to study. No access to Medicare or Centrelink payments. Advantages of 482 visa. Unlimited travel to and from Australia. Eligible to borrowing money from the banks in Australia. May lead to permanent residency in Australia. Work in Australia for a period of between 1 day and 4 years, or 5 years for Hong Kong passport holder. Change employers provided the new employer is an approved sponsor. Bring any eligible family members who can work and study.